So we have seen about this NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib. These all are the basic of data understanding and data visualization and data engineering part. Now we're going to start about the algorithm. These are the different algorithm that we use it in machine learning algorithm. There are various algorithm are there. Before coming into that, I wanted to tell you the classification of two algorithm first. There are two mainly. The classification of algorithm is first is your supervised algorithm, and second is your unsupervised. What do you mean by this unsupervised and supervised? Let me explain you. So in supervised algorithm, what does it says? That you have both input and output together. You have an input. Actually, this machine learning is used for what? This machine learning is used for prediction, right? uh, in order to do the prediction, we use the machine learning. So in if you use this machine learning algorithm, so supervised and unsupervised, there are two classifications are there, in which supervised algorithm says you that you have both you have both input and output column. Okay, you have both input and output column. You have seen the data set, right? So any tabular data set, there is several columns are there. Out of those several column, you have a input and output column, and you know what is your input data and what will be your prediction. Okay, like whatever you are using. For example, if you want to predict petrol price, so what are the different kind of uh, input you need to pass, like the market rate, dollar rate, year, and fuel rate, taxes, all the thing you need to consider. Those are what your input. And what is your output? Your price, right? If I take one case study, petrol price prediction based on the several input. Okay, what are the input you will have? Like year, you can say in which particular year what will be the rate, and production, tax, inflation rate in the market. You can say the dollar price, and government's policies, and many more are the different kind of input you will have. Okay, these are the input column. And what is your output column? Your output column is the price of fuel price. So in that fuel price, what will be your uh, like means what will be the price of the fuel based on this input column. So supervised algorithm is what? Whenever you use supervised algorithm, you train your algorithm with both input as well as your output column. You train your algorithm with both input and output. You need to pass both input column and output column. And I told you previously, input column are all known as independent column. Why independent? Because based on this, your output column is depend. Based on this all input column, your output column is depend. So these are called dependent column, also known as target column, output target, or target column, you can say it. These are also known as input feature, right? So here supervised algorithm means you need to pass both input and output column to your machine learning algorithm. So you need to pass both your input and output so that this will do the mapping of them. Mapping in the sense based on your data set, they will learn it, and based on that they will going to do the prediction. Here we need to do the training. Training means what? I will going to algorithm, my algorithm will train on this data set, and in future I wanted to predict the fuel price based on certain value, then it should predict the output. So this is called supervised algorithm. In supervised, we need to pass both input and output label. Okay, this is called a supervised algorithm. It is something like you prepare for your exam, any certification exam, or like a school exam, and the question they and you know the answer, you know the question, you know the answer, and while in the exam, whatever question they give you, you will going to write successfully, and like your answer sheet will get complete. I repeat once again, you know the question and answer both. Okay, in the exam, whatever question they will ask you, you will going to write the answer on your answer sheet, and your answer sheet will be ready. This is a supervised. What about unsupervised? In unsupervised algorithm, we will see, if you see unsupervised. So in unsupervised algorithm, you pass only input. You have only input column. Output column you don't know. Okay, output column you are not aware about it. So you just pass input column and output column you are not aware. So these are called as these are comes under which scenario? Clustering. Okay, let me explain you what is this. In this algorithm means in unsupervised, these are the two classification, means inside supervised and unsupervised you have a set of algorithms are there. Okay, so in this machine learning algorithm, you will only going to pass your input column, because output column is based on your analysis on the input features. So you will going to pass input column, and they will going to analyze based on that. For example, okay, for example, whenever you go for like, you might have seen public, okay, like whenever any big matches are there, like whether it is a football world cup or cricket world cup, lot of audience they come. In that audience, how you'll come to know that this person belong to India, this person belong to other country, right? So how you will make a group of those? So in that case, you have a general public, but how you will make a classification? You will make a classification based on some cluster, right? So unsupervised is mainly involve the clustering kind of algorithm, where you will make a group of the audience, Indian, who looks like it means they are not much fair, and this might be speaking Hindi, and like that you can understand. So if you talk about the US citizen, they are like very fair, and their hair color, right? These are something can help us to determine whether they are from US or from other country, right? And if you see cricketers from West Indies, Zimbabwe and all, they are also look different, right? So here you are not passing this as an output column in unsupervised. You are based on the data set, based on your data, you're doing analysis, and you are making a cluster of that. Whoever the similar kind of data means most of the time the Indian people they sit together. So you will make a one cluster, US, US or New Zealand or like South Africa, like some that citizen they sit together, so you maybe make a group of them together. So here unsupervised means what? In unsupervised algorithm, you just make a clustering. Here we are doing classification in supervise, where you find it out fuel price, where you have both input and output. And when you test it on some new data set, your algorithm will tell efficiently. But here in unsupervised, you only pass input column. Based on your input data, we make a cluster of similar data. A similar kind of data, we make a cluster here. And that is called unsupervised. West Indies citizen, West Indies people you have seen. Similarly, this Bangladesh and other country like Afghanistan. So here you are making a cluster, right? So clustering means you're making a group of a similar kind of an object. Object you can say it, or you can say data point, both are valid. Or data also you can see it. So this is our supervised, unsupervised. Difference between supervised and unsupervised. In supervised, you will pass both input and output, and in unsupervised, you will going to pass only your input column. Output column you are not aware. Output column is finding out based on the similar characteristic or exists between the data, or making a group of a similar data. Just like in a school, we make a group of 11th standard, 10th standard, 9th standard. On what basis? They are studying on a same class, same grade. Or you can say their ID card having name 9. Their ID card is having like a roll number or class standard name, or standard as a 9. So some new teacher, they are making a group of class wise, right? So this is called unsupervised. Okay, is it clear to you now? Now the thing is that there is an algorithm. Yeah. Yes. I'm audible. I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
Okay. Ma'am, is it clear to you?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay. Arush. Okay, he's can you give? Yeah, I given you example, right? This fuel price is one example. Um, both of See, this fuel price one is an example of supervise, where we can pass input column and output column is also there. Unsupervised is an example of clustering, like in Amazon. In Amazon, when you pass a product, you don't know like that product are belong to what, means you make a group of the product based on the categories, right? That comes under unsupervised, like electronic product, clothing, and groceries, um, stationery, household products. So these are, you are making a grouping. So in that, like, right, whatever product you will going to pass it to the machine learning algorithm, it might be possible that machine learning algorithm can't remember the features of that item. For example, let me give you one example. Laptop. Laptops comes under electronic item, but you can think like, suppose laptops comes under stationery also, means those who are like from those who are learning, for them it comes under stationery also. So how you are going to classify in which category they should come? So you need to check for the similarities. Okay, what is similarities? So but laptop is having similarity similar to the electronic product like mobile, television, desktop, CPU. So you will going to classify into electronic, not in a stationary. So in that case, whenever you use unsupervised algorithm, in that case you just need to pass input column. Input column is what? Maybe the different features, what is the product size, product name, products different style, color, whatever different thing is there. but output you don't know. Okay, your machine will going to do the analysis based on the similar data, and they will make a clustering based on the distance between them. It is just like in a shop you kept a lot of like items, and based on the item of you classify them, means whether it is a eatable item, whether it is like a wearing item, groceries, a decorative item, like that. I hope it is clear to you, right? Is it clear? Okay.
Yes, it's clear.
Yeah, I think he might have a network issue. Okay, so linear regression algorithm, we will going to use it to find out the relation between two or more variable. If you remember, ma'am, I have given an example of fuel price one when I was showing you the graph. In that case, we were actually trying to find out the relation only between the variable. Okay, whether it is um, like means whether the fuel price is increasing with your different features, input feature like a tax. Obviously, your fuel price will going to increase. So this relation between two variable means it will going to find out the relation between your input feature and output feature. You can say it as I said you here, your input features. So yeah, yeah, yeah. Just think it like this is your X, that is your independent variable. And you can say it as an input feature. And similarly, this side you have a dependent variable, means your target variable, your output, that is your Y, and you can say it as a target, or you can say it as a dependent. Why it is dependent? Because based on your input feature, your target will going to define. So I've told you the example of fuel price, right? So as the tax is increasing, suppose let me take tax here, and let me take it here price. Obviously, if you see, the price of the fuel varies from every state in India. Why it is? Because the taxes that government apply on the fuel is different. In Delhi, it is might be more or might be less in other region, right? So this linear regression algorithm, they will going to find out the relation between two or more variable. Means what is the relation between these two variable, your independent variable or target variable. When you increase your tax, it might be possible that when you increase your taxes, your fuel price is also increasing. Okay, so here you are trying to find out the relation between them. So independent variable means what? That will going to help in prediction. This independent variable will help in going to do the prediction, like my tax, my dollar price, my government policies, and VAT. There are two taxes are applicable at the state level or national level, right? So based on the taxes, what will be your uh, fuel price? Okay, so this is linear regression algorithm. Linear regression algorithm is a classification algorithm which will help us to find out relation between two or more variable, and it is work on continuous variable. This thing also you note down. Continuous variable means what? That is in the form of decimal, means not a categorical. If I say categorical in the sense, what does it mean? Sorry. Yeah. Arush, are you getting?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Categorical means that you can categorize, like suppose male, female, right? There is a two category here. Similarly, you can say uh, employed, unemployed, right? So these are the two categories. Now if I talk about continuous, now here, can you tell me it is continuous or categorical? This is continuous, right? Why it is continuous? Because here my dependent variable is continuous. Continuous means decimal. Obviously, now suppose petrol price is 105.90. Tomorrow it is like suppose tomorrow it will become suppose 103.89. So these are changing. So continuous means that is in the form of decimal, continuous variable. Okay, means there are a lot of variation in the data. Like 105.90, it might be possible that tomorrow they have reduced some taxes or it become like this one. So in between 105 to 106, you have a lot of variation in the data. If I talk about like suppose 105, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So there is a lot of variation in a one range. That is why it is called as a continuous data. And linear regression algorithm work on that. Whenever you see that in your case study, your target variable that is here, like suppose fuel price is there, it is continuous, then you will go for linear regression. And when it is categorical, then there is one more algorithm, logistic regression. Then we go for that. So this is a classification algorithm. Linear regression is a classification algorithm. That will help us in do the prediction. Is it clear till now? Shall I rub it?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Anything that you want to know? Miss, anything that is not clear, please feel free to ask. Okay. So we will going to see this, how you are going to implement this, and we're going to see the mathematics first behind it. So linear regression, obviously the maths work behind it. And what are the concept that we're going to use? Mean, how you can find it out the mean of an in Python. Like suppose you have a set of data, you can add all the values of that particular column. You can find it out the number of values, like you can see on my screen. Let me present it in a way. Yeah, I think now it is clear. So you can see it here. What is your ARR is a list. Okay, you just find it first, you find out how many element you have. You are going to do the sum of the element. Okay, and based on that you can find out the mean. So these are some statistics you should be aware, like how you can do the like mean. Now the variance. Okay, variance is one more concept that you might be aware that you need it. Variance is used to find it out how the datas are separated in the sense from the mean value, how much distance or difference in your data. For example, if you have a data like this 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, right? So I think if you sum this, 55 something will come, right? 19. Yes, right. And this is having 10 digits, so almost 5.5 will be your mean value, right? So you will going to check it here how your data is separated from the mean value. Means you can see it here. If I take one, this one data, particular this data point one, how far it is, or how spread means how far it is from the mean value. What is the variation in their data? So you can, if you find it out the difference, you will find that it is 4.5 value less. Similarly, you will going to check it for 2, how far it is. Then you will see that the distance might be like a, you can say distance or how the datas are different from each other. Okay, so 3.5 here, 2.5, 1.5, 0.5 here, in it will come in the negative, right? So or not in the negative also. If you say, if you subtract 6 minus 5.5, it is 0.5. So they will going to find it out from the mean value how your datas are separated. So that also we can do it with the help of either you can write function where you pass both value and the mean, and you just find it out how the datas are separated. So I just written that sum is inside that sum. I'm passing value minus mean to the power 2 for each value in my values. Okay, so this will going to give me the variance, means how data are separated. So by this, what you have find it out, that what is the difference in your data. So for any data analysis or machine learning algorithm or data engineer, data understanding is the first step. Means to understand how each and every data point they are varies from the mean value. Okay, so this is the like a statistical concept of how this value they varies. And rand covariance means how the variable, as I said you, the covariance means how the variable they are vary with each other. Means the covariance they are measured from 0 to 1, means one column how it is depend on other column. Okay, like if I say you in a fuel price, right? In a fuel price I said you tax. So how the tax that is applied by your government at your national level will affect the tax at a state level. So how you will going to find out the relation between two column? That is, we do it with covariance. Don't go for as this code and all right now. Just try to understand the meaning. I will going to show you each and everything with a proper lab on Saturday when we connect. I will going to show you this thing. Okay, in Saturday class, we're going to do this practical, so it will be more clear to you. But you can ask me the question if anything is not clear. Okay, so as I said you, the tax that is applicable at a national level means that are applied in the whole country. So suppose that tax is your 19, and your state, the state tax that is applied by state government. Okay, uh, that is varies from state to state. So suppose in a Delhi, the taxes decided by AAP government, or like whatever it is, AAP party and any other party. So it may be like suppose take 15. So you have a two column. Okay, one is your national tax, I can say it, country level tax, C tax, and one I can say state tax. So how these two column, they depend on each other. How the values of these two column varies with each other. This thing covariance decide. So this understanding also, whenever we apply machine learning algorithm, we first run this step. What are the step? First we see any missing value in the data. First we see the missing value, and that missing value we replace with mean, mode, and median. This I already told you, but I'm telling you right now again, so that you should be aware. Okay, this is first thing. Second thing, you just try to find it out. Um, Second thing is like a covariance, or you can say that covariance, or you can say variance, right? Means how the depend. What we have seen in a variance, same thing is here. We call it the covariance, and their value ranges from 0 to 1, and they will going to give tell us, like suppose if it is, suppose you find it out the covariance between two column, and it is lying something in the range of 1, it means that they are highly correlated, they are highly depend on each other. Okay, if it is 0, then it means that there is no interdependency, or the values are not vary each other. If it is 1, then the values are highly vary each other. and if it is 0, then they are not vary. Am I clear to you? Is it clear to you?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Can you
Uh,
explain it a bit more? It's not actually pretty clear.
sorry, your voice is breaking.
I'm saying, can you explain it once more? It's not clear to me.
Yeah, I said you that you have suppose two column. Like covariance means what? It will going to tell you how two values are differ from each other. That I told you here in the previous slide. Sorry. What you are doing here? We are doing to finding out the distance from the mean. Okay, means how any particular value one they differ from the mean value, so that you can get an idea like the data should be in a certain range, in a certain manner. For example, percentage. Okay, every the grade or percentage, there ranges from 1 to 100. Have you ever heard that any student he secure 120 marks or like 120%, 113 130%? No, right? So whenever you see such kind of data, you will going to understand that that is impurity. Okay, that data. So in order to deal with that, you use variance so that you can find it out whether a specific data how it is differ from mean value. Okay, for example, if I say you fuel price, now fuel price is going in the range. Okay, let's take a gold price. Gold price is currently ranging from 47 to 50. But suppose suddenly you have an Excel sheet and you find it out that today gold price is 2000. Then suddenly you will understand that no, it is something wrong here. This is called as the impurity. So in order to understand this impurity, what we do it, we use variance, where we will going to find it out the mean, means we will going to find out the difference between mean and each value in our data set, so that we can find it out any outlier. That is, this is called as outlier. Impure data is called outlier, means that is beyond our range, you can say it, or that is an exceptional case. Similarly, if I say you the percentage, from a person can secure from 35 to 100, right? Suppose if you find that in his result 150% is there, that is what, that is outlier. How you can find it out? When you subtract from the mean value, you will get an idea, okay, this is beyond the range, maybe this is something wrong data. So variance is going to help us to find it out how the data are separated from each other, what is the difference between each data point and a mean value. Now do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You can see your data. Now by looking into this data, we are trying to find it out relation between two variable. What are those? Experience and salary. As your experience will increase, your salary will also increase. I think Swarnita ma'am, she knows better on this. Y-
Yeah,
Right, ma'am?
yeah.
Similarly, but Arush, in our case, it's different. Like in schooling, as our standard increases, our percentage also decreases. Our percentage not increase for some case. For me, it is like that. When I was in, as my standard was increasing, percentage was decreasing. So you can say it's inversely proportional. But in case of experience and salary, it is directly proportional. As your experience will increase, your salary will also increase. So here you can see this salary column is having continuous data. So that's why we're going to apply linear regression here. And we will going to try to find it out in the form of graph, like how this experience increases, so salaries varies. So based on this data, we will going to train our linear regression model, means algorithm. We will apply linear regression here, so that suppose, so what that algorithm will do, they will go through this data first, analyze the data. So suppose if you pass 2.3, okay, is there any 2.3 here? No, right? But 2.3 is having how much salary in the range? 39,343. So it may be 39 to 40,000. So it can do prediction like that. What they do normally, any algorithm, machine learning means what? They will going to go through your data, learn it, and based on that, they do prediction. So just like you, if I ask you, um, you can see in one place it is written 2 year experience 43,000, 2.1 39,000. So what will be my 2.5 or 2.5? It can be either in between these two, right? Or it will be something within 40,000 or 42,000. So based on that algorithm, they do analysis and they predict, they give you the value. And this is the mathematics like that. So Arush, can you tell me like what you understand from this graph in this like in 12th standard? Obviously you might have done work on equation of lines and all in graph plotting. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, but I am not able to understand this.
Okay, okay, no issue. It's simple only. See, you have a two column x and y, and this line is your intercept line. This line keep on changing as x and y value keep on changing. And this line, this is called as a slope, means how much far this line from this y-axis. So this c is telling that this is the equation of line, y is equal to mx plus c. So in this equation of line, based on this x coordinate, your y value will be going to define, means whatever your x value, x coordinate value, based on that, in which area or which coordinate you are going to plot it on y-axis, that we will going to define. And c is what? C is means at what height from this x-axis your this slope will be going to drawn. So this m is for your slope, x and y is for your coordinate, and c is your intercept, like means how far it is from the ground. So this is the equation of line that will be helpful in a linear regression. So what actually the linear regression, as I said you, it's a classification technique, it's a algorithm. So this line will keep on changing, okay? This red line will keep on changing as you plot between the different data points, okay? So let's connect to the another sessions.